Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever Mr. X Stitch FlossTube video. Can you believe I'm doing this? Me either. Do you know what I should be doing today? Working on a magazine, but what better way to get work done than by doing a completely different project that involves a completely different medium that nobody's going to watch, so that'll be nice. Hey everybody, welcome along. My name's Jamie. I'm known as Mr. X Stitch. I am the Kingpin of Contemporary Embroidery, and it's my job to change the way that you think about embroidery and needlecraft. I thought I would have a go at this YouTube business because I spend all my days watching YouTube, watch some great things, cooking, blacksmithing, floss tubes, any old kitten falling off a ledge, whatever. And I thought I'd have a go myself, to be honest, because, yeah, I'm sure one day I will look back when I've hit 100,000 subscribers and laugh at the quality of this video. But for now, this is me in my lovely office, just doing stuff. I thought today I would like to share with you my book, because we've just literally had Halloween in England, and that means that now all our thoughts turn to Christmas. You know, the month of November, fireworks night notwithstanding, clearly doesn't exist in the consumer calendar anymore. It's all about Christmas, and here's an ideal gift for you and your loved ones. Yes indeed, it's the Mr. X Stitch Guide to Cross Stitch. I'm pretty proud of this book, to be honest. It's published by Search Press. I spent the whole of last year working on it, and thanks to my good friend Stacey Grant, it's come together really nicely. Stacey did the photography. I'll get to that in a minute. But basically, this is my guide to cross stitch. It teaches you how to cross stitch, it explains why you should cross stitch, and it's got inspirational interviews with what I call outliers at the end of each section. People who do amazing things with cross stitch that will make you want to be an artist or whatever, really. It's great. I just thought I'd give you a quick flick through it. Here we go. Ready? Quick flick. It's amazing. Yeah, so anyway, so there are different sections in the book. The first section is a colour section where we talk about colour. It gives me the opportunity to throw in a few patterns that you like. If you bear with me, the extremely popular geometric squirrel. Would you look at that guy? Look at him. What a beauty. He's very popular indeed. The geometric squirrel is intended to be able to show you how to make fractional stitches, 3/4 stitches and all those sorts of things. So as well as being in a nice mid-century colour palette, and as well as it gives you the opportunity to learn 3/4 stitches, do all these geometric diagonal shapes and stuff. Really pleased with the old geometric squirrel. When I was choosing the book, it was quite difficult for me to decide what animal I wanted to do. I had to think ahead, what's going to be a trendy animal. Very nearly went lobster. Obviously couldn't have gone like fox, because that was like 2015. Thought about octopus, so it ended up like quite a lot of sea life direction. But yeah, here we go, geometric squirrel. Feel like this is a good guy to be doing as well. So that's in the colour section. Very popular, very easy. He will look great on any of your walls. And in the colour section as well, I start to talk about, before the colour section, there's a tool section that explains to you how to do cross stitch using the loop technique, using the waist knot technique, all the bits and pieces that you'll need, how to frame your work and all those kinds of things. I've got snippets of wisdom included in there that I've learned from the 450 years that I've been cross stitching now. So it definitely will teach you all that you need to know. And I've had, feedback from people who are pretty experienced stitchers saying that it's taught them a thing or two as well, even if that's just the value of poor comedy. But one of the things I say is, cross stitch takes time, and it's not a thing that you should rush. It is about the journey. It's about the process within which you experience that soul relief that you get. Cross stitch is very meditative. It slows you down. It unlocks this power in your soul. That's really, it is a really powerful thing, and that's the thing that I fell in love with. That's the thing that I try and get people to find out for themselves. But I say, if you're going to spend 20 hours cross-stitching something, then you may as well cross-stitch something meaningful, and I think you'll find that's hilarious. So that's like one of my most meta jokes. It's in a lovely ombre style, 6 shades of raspberry there and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's the kind of lovely design. Actually, that alphabet is at the back of the book, so you can write whatever phrases you want, but it's that kind of level of wit and wisdom that is encapsulated throughout the book. So we have a colour section, and at the end of that section we have an interview with Zoe Gilbertson, who's a fantastic artist, very graphic approach to cross stitch. So we've got an interview with her. She uses a lot of colour, it's really cool. Then after that we have a glow in the dark section, I hope so. Glow in the dark thread is cool. It looks like white thread, but it glows in the dark. You can use it to write hidden messages to people. So you can write I love you in big block letters in glow in the dark. You can write not really. Give it to them as a gift. One of the designs in the book is called Home Sweet Home Network, and basically it's an opportunity for you to put your Wi-Fi password in there so that you can stick this up at home. You get a teenager coming around your house, they're looking all antsy, you don't even have to tell them anything. You can just point at this, they can log on to the internet, everything is fine. What's nice about this is the top row and the words Home Sweet Home are done in glow in the dark, so when you turn the light off it glows, makes you feel nice and cozy. Ideal if you're sort of Airbnb person or something like that. So pretty proud of that. There's quite a few glow in the dark designs in that section as well, and an interview with a girl called Kate Blanford who does kind of heavy metal cross stitch but with glow in the dark. Marvellous really. Moving on then, we have the section More Than a Hobby, which is where we talk about things like craftivism, and we talk about mindfulness, and we talk about how embroidery can be used as therapy. Bear with me. One of the designs in the section is this amazing blackwork design called I Am an Addict, and this was stitched by a girl called Charlotte Bailey, who is a graduate of the Royal School of Needlework, and only she truly has the skills to be able to do this. This is a blackwork design, so it has a blackwork motif that fades out over time. So it's got this little 3D backstitch effect. I'm pretty chuffed with that one. And we talk about the ways that embroidery can be used, you know, for passing time when you're recovering from something. Even if it's just an injury, you know, rather than being laid up in bed, give you something to do with your hands, and it's very addictive in recovering. There's also this section, like one of the things I found out, is that embroidery is a great way of overcoming if you suffer from self-esteem issues, if the sort of thing where making the bed is a really good victory for you that day. Cross stitch gives you lots of opportunities to have wins. Every time you do a stitch, it's a win. Every time you finish a row, it's a win. Every time you do a block of colour, it's a win, and that gives you a platform from which you can build self-esteem. It turns out to just be a really useful tool for that in so many different ways. So we talk about that. We talk about embroidery as mindfulness, you know, mindfulness being a thing, and embroidery definitely does stop you thinking about the past and the present. You just focus on that immediate point now. And then to round off, we talk about embroidery as an art form, so why not get your hands on this just for this Mona Lisa design that I made, which is pretty rad if I say so myself. They say that embroidery isn't art. I say I've cross-stitched the Mona Lisa. I'd invite you to work that one out for yourself. And we have an interview with a lady called Severia, who's from Lithuania, who cross-stitches on car bonnets and has been exhibited by Banksy and me and all those sorts of things. So that's pretty rad. We've also got a section called on computer design, where it teaches you the basics of cross-stitch design, not with any specific program in mind, but talks about the different parameters in terms of the size of your design, the number of stitches per inch on the fabric, and the length of time it will take. Because essentially cross-stitch is a pixelation process. You take an image and you turn it into small squares, and there are trade-offs that occur. If you want to finish something quickly, you may have to lose some of the realism of it, but if you want something amazing looking, maybe it will take some time, you know, but you know, if you've got the time. Within that section we have this pop art pineapple design. I decided to use pineapples as my theme, again looking for a trendy fruit. Pop art pineapple there, where we take the same pineapple and just change the colours on it, just to give this nice effect, you see. So it's pretty groovy if you like pineapples. Good source of potassium and a fun thing to cross stitch at the same time. And then after that we've got Thinking Outside the Hoop, which is a section where we talk about stitching on different surfaces, whether it's metal or plastic or in coasters and all those sorts of things. So there's plenty of ideas to be had there. It's a really good book. I know I've written it, you know, and it's got lovely photography. Like Stacey's done an amazing job. Stacey's great, right? She's a food photographer by trade, and she just is really good at arranging things. So I just invite her around to my house sometimes when things are a bit messy, and like I leave her in for a bit longer and I go and make her a cup of tea in the kitchen, and I come back and she's just arranged things nicely. So she's done a fantastic job of making all the images look really good, and the people at Search Press did a great job on the design. So all in all, I'm really chuffed, you know. There's some great interviews in there, the patterns are legible, it gives you a good idea of what you might want to do. I hope that people enjoy stitching the patterns. I've had some nice feedback from people about it. It's just a really good book. I'm really proud of it. I hope that if I never make another cross-stitch book again, that this one holds up. I'm secretly hoping it might do better than Julie Jackson's Subversive Cross-Stitch, but you know, one step at a time. Anyway, if you want to get your hands on this book, you can buy it from all good retailers. You can nag your local craft shop to see whether they will stock it, because they should. It's blooming marvellous. You can buy it from one of those really large companies whose name might be a bit massive river. But you know, try and buy local if you can. Alternatively, you can buy it from my own website. If you go to xstitchmag.com, you can buy copies of this that I will sign in this very office and send out to you. And what could be better than that? I'll do it personalised. I can write anything really. I'm pretty shameless when it comes down to it. You are my sunshine. None of this would have been possible without you. Thanks for last night. I'll write whatever you want really. So visit xstitchmag.com if you want. Buy a copy of the book and you'll get it signed and sent out from me there. I think that's enough of a pitch for now. That's enough of a first FlossTube video. I hope you'll take time to look at this book. I hope that other people will review the book and find it to be interesting. Next time around, well, I've only gone and launched myself a cross-stitch magazine. Yeah, X-Stitch. You need to go and find out about that. It's a game changer, but I'll talk about that another time. Thanks for now. If you're interested, hit the subscribe button, which will be probably down there somewhere. Do like the video, leave a comment, something like that. I feel like this is something that is a natural platform for me, and if I can get my act together, what I'd like to do is spend a bit more time sharing the work of other people with you, because it's a perfect platform for it, and well, I'm the goddamn Kingpin, so it's my job to do that. It has been a pleasure entertaining you, hopefully, for this past however many minutes. My name is Mr. X-Stitch. Find me all over the internet. Come and find me on Instagram. Life's wicked over there. And I'll see you soon. Tatty bye.